Peace in, love out, namaste. How you feeling, Sangha? Welcome to Mindful Ethics. This is our Dharma study, where we read the texts which provide the core basis of mindfulness. And it is from these texts that we gain guidance on how we can navigate through moral dilemmas, complex situations within our office and at home. And so today we're going to be asking a key question. But before we get there, let's take a moment to reset, regroup, and recenter. Taking a deep breath in and out. It's always important to reset. That's how we do it. So let's get into our question for today. And it is, are you being disciplined in pursuing your goals? I want you to do an internal assessment right now. Just thinking back over the past day, week, and month. What steps have you taken toward your goal? I'm going to give you a moment and we'll take 3 breaths. Inhale. Release. Inhale. Release. Inhale. Release. So, were you able to identify what steps you've taken toward your goal? Perhaps it was just a blank screen. Very oftentimes, when we think back about what steps we've taken over a period of time, we may feel like we've come up short. Sometimes it may be from a schema or negative thoughts that we have about ourselves and an unwillingness to celebrate our accomplishments. But also, what could be the case is you're aware that you haven't necessarily taken diligent action towards your dreams or toward your goals. If that is the case, I want to invite you to be disciplined in your approach, to have a sense of self-control in doing daily actions, weekly actions, and monthly actions that move you toward a goal that you hold within your life and heart. And so allow that question to settle in on you. You may want to jot it down and ask yourself just throughout the upcoming weeks, am I being disciplined in pursuing my goals? Perhaps you want to say that before you brush your teeth in the morning as almost an affirmation. I am being disciplined in the pursuit of my goals. I am being disciplined in the pursuit of my goals. Perhaps when you encounter a situation of conflict within your workplace or at home or within your community, and you are trying to seek a value assessment, trying to have a greater sense of clarity, it's important to pose this statement as a question rather than an affirmation. Am I being disciplined in the pursuit of my goals? Am I being disciplined in the pursuit of my goals? And so allow this statement to be your weekly reflection, whether it is for an affirmation where you are stating it, where you are affirming yourself and the goals that you are in pursuit of, or if it is more of a question where you are gaining insight, where you are diving deeper into. And so that's the difference between the affirmation and the questioning. And so we're going to move forward. And so what text do mindfulness have that support what we're talking about being disciplined? Well, we'll get into it right now. It comes from verse 145 in the Dhammapada. It reads, "Irrigators regulate the waters. Fletchers straighten arrow shafts. Carpenters shape the wood, and the good control themselves. Right? It's that last line that really sticks out. The good control themselves. A quality of discipline is a quality of self-control. If you can control your actions, if you can be more mindful and aware about your thoughts, then you don't allow them to control you. So it's not only about what you control in life, but it's having a greater degree of awareness about what external factors are controlling you. Perhaps you allow an outside entity, someone in a position of authority, to control and dictate the course of your life, the course of your goals, while your supervisor may have influence over your work life. They should not have so much access to your dreams or the totality of your goals. You should be shaping your goals, not someone in a position of authority. You always have to remember, where does that control lie? It says the good controls themselves, right? Not the good allow their supervisor to control them, not the good allow their neighbor to control them, not the good allow a family to control them. The good control themselves. And so as you are navigating through your week, take some time to think about, where is the control resting? Are you giving it over to your emotions and just allowing your emotions to just ride roughshod over your life and just impulsively react to situations? Do you allow your thoughts to control your life and you're constantly replaying a cycle of negativity within your mind? Are you allowing food to control you, where the aromas and the smells, while they're so tantalizing, while you can tell that they'll be so tasty, are they controlling you? Or are you being disciplined in your approach? Just as it offers these examples, irrigators regulate the waters, right? If you think about modern day farming, in some areas of land that we currently have agriculture, if it was not for an irrigation system, the waters would not be there to support the farms that are there, to support the food ecosystem that is there. And so sometimes we have to pump into a situation the nourishment, the resources in a relative barren or hostile place. And some of us today, we need irrigation within our work, and we need irrigation within our home, and we need irrigation within our community, in that sense that we need them to be nourished, right? We need to be nourished and poured into in our workspaces. Maybe if you work in a workplace that's filled with conflict and chaos and the lack of decision making and zero accountability, right? You may feel like you are drained, right? You may feel like you are empty. And so you have to pour into yourself. You have to nourish yourself. You have to irrigate yourself so that you can have a sense of control, a sense of stability within that situation. It also says, as Fletchers straighten arrow shafts. Sometimes in life, it may be confusing, right? We may be on a crooked path and we can't quite see around the bend. We can't quite see the next step. And so how do you navigate into that mystery, right? Into that unknowing? We had a pandemic that completely shifted so much, and we didn't quite know how it would unfold, but we still had to pursue a next step, a strategy through it. And in our practice with self-control, we also have to be willing to commit to going into the mystery, into that unknowing, but with a sense of boldness and with a sense of openness, but also with a sense of discipline, right? Step after step. It continues. Carpenters shape the wood, right? What are you building in your life? What are you shaping? How are you shaping your dreams? How are you shaping your destiny? Are you doing it with daily action? Are you doing it with weekly reflections? Are you doing it with quarterly assessments, right? Daily actions, weekly reflections, quarterly assessments. This is how we navigate and build and be disciplined and be controlled in our lives, right? Okay. And so the Dhammapada reminds us, mindfulness reminds us, that the good control themselves. You can't be reliant on someone else to control you. You have to be in control yourself. You have to be the one to decide and not just allow your thoughts or emotions or some external force to do so. You must be in control. That is a sign and a mark of your sovereignty, that you can decide how you will live your life and how it will unfold. That's the beauty of our practice, is that it reminds us of this quality, this ability to choose and to decide. So I want to invite you to be disciplined in your approach by, one, taking daily action, right? Regimented, disciplined, goal-oriented action every day towards your goals. Two, a weekly reflection, right? Thinking back upon how you are doing, right? What took place, how you need to pivot, what you learned, right? A period of reflection. And then lastly, a quarterly assessment, because that gives you a period that you can chart your growth, where you can compare it to a previous quarter, right? Quarter to quarter awareness, benchmarking, to chart the growth, to see the progress. And sometimes if we try to measure it day by day by day by day, we don't have enough perspective. But 90 days, a season, a quarter, that's enough time to really be able to see with perspective, with clarity, with insight. And so, the reminder for today is to remember to be disciplined in your efforts. Remember to be disciplined in your efforts, friends. Don't just allow your time to be spent idly. Don't just allow your thoughts to control you, your emotions to control you, external factors to control you. You be that pillar where you are extending control. You be that locus. You be that focus. You be in that alignment to the excess of the universe. That is the invitation today. Let's take a moment to meditate, coming into an upright and comfortable seated position, closing your eyes if you're safe and comfortable to do so, taking a deep breath in and out to settle into your practice. May you assume a position of control, of authority, to extend a sense of balance within your life. We may not necessarily be able to control all the situations that arise, but we can control how we respond to it, the depth of being that we show up to it, and how we meet and tend to it, breath by breath, moment by moment. Taking a deep breath in to seal our practice. Inhale and release. Well practiced, friends. It was great to be able to participate in this mindful ethics course with you today. Listen, spend some time taking a deeper dive into the Dhammapada. This is the teaching, the text that helps support mindfulness. It's not the only one. There are a number of discourses that we'll explore in our mindful ethics course in our Dharma study that'll help us deepen our practice of mindfulness and live in greater sense of alignment and congruence with these deeply held values. So, well practiced, friends. I'll see you next time. Peace in, love out. Namaste.